So here's a fun little project that's a little bit different. We are going surf camping. We're gonna have someone watch our kids, all 5 of them, for a few days, and we decided to go on a little 2-night, 3-day adventure. And we originally were gonna go on a trip and that got canceled, but we said, you know what, we've got our childcare covered and we need a couple nights away. So let's do something that we cannot do with kids. And so we're going to go surf camping. It's something we used to do before we had kids. We're going to camp at Cardiff by the Sea, and we're going to bring our surfboards, and we're going to bring our, this is just tent camping out of the car, but we're also going to bring our bikes and do a long bike ride to get some great burgers, like a 20-mile bike ride and 20 miles back kind of situation. So should be really fun. However, we want to save gas and get there, which means we'll take the Geo, which means we got to bring all of our gear, the 2 of us, and 2 boards, you know, a 9-foot and an 8. I have a 9.6. She has an 8-foot surfboard, and bikes. And so how are we going to do that? Well, let me introduce you to my roof rack. So this is a Home Depot roof rack is what I call this. This is totally just a very roadkill style deal. So this is all plumbing parts. Okay, this is 3/4 inch pipe, and this is a flange, and it's just like literally screwed directly into the headliner. So I just, you know, I cut those off with a grinding wheel, the death wheel. So anyway, I spray painted it black. It looks decent. This is like that insulated, I don't know, pipe covering stuff that's for like freezers or whatever. It's on there, and it actually makes a great cushion for the surfboards. Now, some things that I did that make this cool is this little guy. This is like a 1/4 inch to 3/4 adapter, and allowed me to screw in these 1/4 inch eyelets. And this is like so solid. Like I could shake the whole car. Like I don't know if you can see that, but it's real solid. Anyway, put these eyelets on here, and then I just throw the board on there, and then I just bungee cord across, and it holds the boards great. Same thing in the back. However, to fit boards and bikes, we're gonna have to get a little bit creative, and I have a pretty good solution. So I happen to have these bike racks. So the way these are designed to go is they're actually made to go on a circular, like a pipe style deal. So you've got this little like U-lock here, and there's some bolts, and that one locks in place, and then this one actually slides and then just locks in. So you can see how that would go. However, to fit the boards, it's got to be a little bit wider. I'll get to that in a second. So basically, you know, the fork just goes in here, and these latch down. You take off the front wheels and put those somewhere else. And then in the back, you've got these little clip guys that go over the wheel and then latch down. So what I'm going to do is extend this. And I specifically didn't use elbows here. I used T's because I wanted to be able to put an extension if we ever did something like this, or if I ever needed to carry, like, you know, a 4x8 sheet of plywood with the Geo Metro, because this thing is basically a truck, right? So that's kind of the idea there. So what I'm going to do is unthread those. I'm going to put in a 6-inch just extension, and then I actually got another little coupler so I can like move the hooks over just in case I want to do some bike locks or other situations there. And so it really should fit great. You can see the width of the car, like 6 inches isn't even going to stick out past the car or anything too insane. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool deal, and I'm excited to do it. I'm also excited to go on my camping adventure. So you can come along with me on the project end of it and getting ready for the trip. Of course, I will do some videos of the trip itself as well. So thanks for watching. Alright, so this is fairly straightforward. I'm just going to unscrew this guy. Something to note, if you want to make this for your own car, you can't keep them like this because it ends up being like a crazy whistle effect that's really noisy, but this doesn't seem to make any noise. So just like that, I'm going to just unscrew these caps, just like you'd think. And of course they weren't hand loose. I had them on there with a wrench, but I already broke it loose. Put in this 6-inch, what do they call these things? Oh, a nipple. Okay, that's a word I should know. Alright, I'm gonna screw that guy on there, just real tight, and then throw on this coupler. And I did 3/4, it probably was overkill. Honestly, this stuff is so rigid, I probably could have gotten away with like 1/2 inch. I wouldn't do anything smaller than that, but I just wanted to be super, super sure. I didn't realize how ridiculously solid it was going to be once it's like screwed into the roof of the car. And the good thing is, like, the roof of your car, it's actually structural, so it's not just a skin of like sheet metal. There's like a substructure in there too. And since I was originally going to through bolt these, and then just ended up going a different route because I had these stainless fasteners that were like heavy duty, and so I just went with those. But yeah, so I'm gonna just get that guy on there, hit it with the wrench, and by hit it, I mean turn it, of course. So that should be nice and tight. Dude, this is so cool. Okay, so it's working really good. It's only been like maybe 10 minutes since I started this project. So got it mounted. It was really easy. These guys are just, you know, some of these hex deals right there. They just tighten down on that U-bolt to hold it on. I don't know if you can see that, but it goes underneath there. So I set that, and then I set this one, but this thing slides back and forth. I wanted to make sure it was in the right spot, so I went ahead and got the bike out. Obviously, it's like an inch from the ceiling, so even if you open the garage door, I'd be like totally screwed right now. And this just came out of the shed, so it's like covered in cobwebs and stuff. That doesn't matter. All right, so the way this works is you unlock this. This guy comes up, and that actually like spreads these, I don't know what to call that, like little axle thing for the deal. Then you lock this down. That's pretty tight, but yeah, lock it down. There we go. And then you'd latch it. And check this out, dude. You can shake like the whole car. You can tell that I'm shaking the car pretty dramatically. So that is gonna stay. That's totally gonna work. Now, on this side, this one was all dry rotted. It's just like a giant rubber band that you bring this up and then clamp it down and it brings it tight. I don't see why a zip tie wouldn't work just as good, so I'm not too stressed about that. There's a number of ways, just a bungee cord or something to hold that pretty solid. But it looks like it fits the length. I mean, it looks like it was made for this thing. Can I get a wide shot of the whole deal? I don't know. So, yay, the Geo can do anything! It's totally happening. This is working. I'm so excited. So, here we are. This is the new Safari Mobile. And this is great. We're going to get 45 miles per gallon, and, oh, maybe we'll get 40. There's a lot of drag, but whatever. Got both bikes on there. Ignore the fact that one looks crooked. It's all jammed up on in the storage stuff there, but dude, these locked down great. There's room for lots of surfboards in the middle, or kayaks, or whatever the heck we want to do. And it's going to be legit. All we got to do is find a home for these two wheels. And of course all of our gear and firewood and stuff. But I'm pretty excited. This is actually a really legitimate roof rack. It's so cool that you can just, I mean, really, if you just had the wrench and the stuff, like I'll leave these kind of pre-assembled, like it would maybe take you 10 minutes to extend the roof rack, 15 to add the bikes, you know, total. So that's so legit. I'm so excited. Boom. And then watch, that's gonna get hot enough to set this log on fire. Oh yes. Oh yes.